How the episodes have flown by,
Yeah, no kidding.
and we have reached the season 1 finale of Love Live Sunshine.
A lot of drama to get here.
that is no joke. There's a lot of drama to get through to get here. But we finally made it. 13 episodes. And it's time to wrap up season 1 with a bow.
Or a summary.
Yeah, that too. Here on Jared Now Watch Love Live Sunshine, episode number 13. I'm Jared, that is Ann Ladium.
Hello.
And we're here to talk to you about episode 13 entitled Sunshine. Just like the show.
Why it's called Sunshine.
It's a good question. Can't imagine why.
No idea.
None whatsoever. But yeah, you kind of hit the nail on the head about this. Like, this is a weird recap episode in a sense. In a very strange way. Like, it's not something you expect from a finale, but yeah, like, you get a huge recap in, like, the middle of this episode.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all. I was like, she's just retelling the entire season.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like, it was fine. It was just odd. It wasn't at all what I was expecting.
Yeah. But we begin this episode, and the girls are still practicing. It's very hot. It's because it's still summer.
Yep.
And we still have 0 applicants for the school. No new prospective students. Meanwhile, when after they get out of practice, the non-idol girls that are friends with Chica come up and are like, "Hey, what's up? We want to save the schools too. What if we also became idols? Wouldn't that be cool?" Hey, and Chica's like, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's all sing. Yeah." Because Chica's down for anything.
Yeah, it was. This part was weird to me.
Yeah, you were correct.
Because she was like, "Yeah, sure, this is fine," and then why would you ever think that was fine?
It's Chica being Chica.
It is, and I guess it shows that she's still kind of like a people pleaser and trying to be agreeable to everything.
Yeah.
While we have also seen some character development of Chica, this is kind of I don't want to say a backstep, but it's a point where she's like.
Well, I think it's also just her still trying to figure out something that'll work.
Yeah, exactly. She's not sure where to go.
Yeah, so she's like, "Sure, let's try this. I don't know, maybe it'll work." Chica and Rico have a conversation on their balconies. This time, Chica's not nearly falling off her own balcony to try and reach Rico, thankfully.
Yeah, that was good.
But they have a conversation about an increase in members and all that sort of stuff, and how it's like, "Oh, hey, you realize they're not going to be able to learn routines and stuff. They're not going to be able to dance with us. That's going to be problematic." And Chica's like, "Oh, we could just have them all sing with us. That'd be fine." And then Chica's mom shows up for the first time in the series.
Ghost.
She's a ghost and also extremely tiny.
Hey.
It's true.
Hey.
Just like you. You and Chica's mom can be the extremely tiny folks.
I wonder how tall Chica's mom is.
I wonder if that's a thing that I could look up.
Maybe.
I highly doubt it.
But I'm sure that somebody has estimated it based on we know Chica's height.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Chica's mom does not have a entry in this Wikipedia.
Chica, she can't be that tall, but she's much taller than her mom.
Chica is 157 centimeters, whatever that adds up to, and
probably 5'2" ish.
So her mom's probably 4'11", 4'10".
You said 157?
Yes.
Yeah, 5'2", or 5'1.8", so 5'2".
So probably under 5 feet.
Yeah, which I'm 4'11", so.
So yeah, congratulations on birthing Chica.
Wow, I didn't even know I had a Japanese child.
With orange hair.
Yeah, I mean, I know that I am somewhat ginger, but I'm not that ginger.
So we go to where the event's being taken place at, and the girls meet up with the other girls, and they're like, "Oh man, we're sorry. We tried to get everyone to come, but it didn't seem likely." Psych! Everyone's here.
And Riku's like, oh god, no.
Well, about that, guys. You see, it's in the rules where you guys are not gonna be able to perform. Sorry.
Yikes.
And also,
Which-
like, they can't come up to the stage or anything like that. It's like real weird.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning that Rico's like had issues with this from the very beginning.
Yeah, like you keep seeing her being like very like without saying anything, but you're like, oh, she knows something, or she's like not okay with this idea.
And I'm wondering like if she wasn't okay with it and like she looked into it, or if she just knew already, or what the deal was. But
Yeah,
she
could be a
was
combination of
definitely
both.
not into the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean makes sense because they've been trying to like build up the group, and they've finally kind of have a dynamic that works. Which I guess we'll see in a few episodes later that maybe not so much, but
But you don't want to like mess with that solid foundation, essentially.
especially like right before a big performance.
Right, exactly. So that bums them out a bit, but you know they gotta go perform. They gotta go do the thing, as the kids say.
The other girls are like, we'll just be the biggest cheering section,
Yeah, hey, you got a cheering section.
which is nice. That's helpful.
So we get a little bit like a briefness before like they go on stage and everything, where like everyone kind of has like a bit of time to like reflect with each other and try and like hype each other up. Like Ruby and Hanamaru have this like thing together with Yoshiko. The third years have a little bit together, and then the second years also have like their own little thing together. So basically a little like thing like, oh, let's reflect on how we got here, but also, hey, let's get ourselves hyped up so we can go out there and kick butt. And
They do their Rubesti.
they do their Rubesti, that's true. So basically after that we go on stage and do the recap skit, which is real weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. I mean, like, I can't imagine that any kind of idol competition would be like, all right, you can have this entire time to tell your story.
Right, that's the weirdest thing, is like, this is just, you know,
Like a prelim, basically.
it's regionals.
Yeah.
Because it follows, this is the weirdest part, like Love Live follows like high school sports in a sense, where it's like, oh, you know, you have like qualifiers, you got regionals, you got like whatever's after regionals, because like different places have different things for that. Then you have like nationals, and then just like the grand finals and all that sort of stuff, which I guess makes sense. I mean, it's kind of like a similar concept that people would know, but it's weird to see this like applied to like an idol thing per se. But yeah, like you said, like, it's, if this is just regionals, they're going to get the time allotted just to go out there and perform their song, and that's it. They're not going to have time to like, hey, by the way, we want to do this like skit where we tell our story about how we became a group and like spend a good 5 to 10 minutes about that, and then we'll perform.
Also, there'll be a costume change.
Also, there'll be a
so
very
we'll
quick
have
costume
to have that
change.
time. Yeah.
Like the organizers would be like, look at me like, no,
No.
what are you doing?
So this is kind of like suspend your
Disbelief.
for
Yeah.
a moment, because this would never happen ever.
So they go through their whole story. It's like Chica talking, and then like one of the other people will talk, and like a spotlight will come on them. Yoshiko's up in the crowd for some reason, and it's really good.
Oh, that was good. Also, this is when we find out that Yoshiko's mom has the same hairstyle,
Which is really
which
good.
I did not expect at all. I was like, wait a minute, is that Yoshiko's mom? The answer is yes, it is.
So they do the whole thing, and then like talk about their goal and everything, and they do like this whole count to 9, and then someone in the crowd yells like 10, and then the crowd goes nuts. They're like, hey, we're the 10th member of the group.
We're the school.
Which is oddly, again, like another like thing you could relate to sports, because there is a thing in various types of sports where it's like, oh, you know, teams have a set number of people, and then like you add an extra number to that, and that's the crowd. Like in basketball, it would be like the 6th man would be the crowd, and all that sort of stuff. And then it gets applied here once again.
So
Very
what I'm
weird
getting
parallels.
from this is that Love Live is a sport.
Love Live is a sports anime. That is the gist of this. That is exactly what we should be getting from this show. And this
It
through
makes
the first
sense.
season. Yeah.
I mean, like, to be fair, like the stuff that idols do is extremely athletic.
True,
So like
yeah.
I would fully believe this as a sports anime, and I will officially list it as that in my life.
And plus, like, it's all about drama, competition, all that sort of stuff. Like, the same beats that you see in a variety of sports anime,
It's got the tropes.
you could easily apply to here. Yeah, it's what a startling development we have figured out.
It's almost as bad as when we realized that that one X-rated game was the first rhythm game. Like
God.
sometimes we come to realizations on this podcast that we're like, what is life? At least this one isn't as bad, but I officially think with that we as a duo here will categorize this as a sports anime.
I agree. Hang on, I'm gonna tweet this real quick. Love Live is a sports anime. Don't at me.
I hope that you did actually tweet that.
This is not gonna make any sense in like 3 months when I'm editing this, but hey, just remember, future me, that was a tweet.
Maybe go back and retweet it when the episode comes out.
That would be so much work and effort.
I mean, but it'd be fun.
You're not wrong. So basically, after they do the whole skit, they quickly change outfits, and they perform the new song "Mirai Ticket." And then also midway through the song, Chica's like, "Let's all shine together!" And then everyone just rushes the stage, even though that's against the rules.
Right. They explicitly said in the beginning of like this entire thing that like you could not have them close to the stage. They couldn't even get close to the stage. And then it's like, sure, whatever. Okay, fine. They should have been disqualified right there.
And then also, while all that's going on, there's a quick cut to the application screen, and it changes from a 0 to a 1.
Mm-hmm.
How interesting. But yeah, that's basically how the season ends. I think there's like a final shot of them like on the beach, and then Chica's doing like some narration over it. But they basically just like all walk together on the beach, and that's the final shot you see of the season finale.
Yeah, basically it's like a giant pep talk about the group at the end and after the performance on the beach. The performance was not on the beach. The pep talk was.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly when they confirmed season 2. Like, I don't remember if it was like right after like the anime officially ended, or if like, because like, you know, sometimes they'll be like, oh, hey, we'll be back for a second season.
It was weird because I told you that it seemed more like a series finale than a season finale.
Yeah.
It was so odd to me watching it because I was like, did they know if they were gonna get a second season? Because it feels like they kind of tried to wrap it up right there.
Apparently, this news article says they announced the second season at one of their performances in like February of last year. So I guess there was a bit of break in between of like, people not knowing if there was going to be a second season or not. So
makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, eventually, of course, there was a second season which aired last year, but we will talk about that next week and everything. But yeah, we've wrapped up season 1. Let's talk about some trivia briefly, and then we'll do a little tiny bit more, and then we'll wrap this up. Most of this episode took place in Nagoya. Aqua performs Mirai Ticket within Nippon Gaishi Hall, the same location where they would go to perform for their Aqua second Love Live Happy Party Train tour in real life.
Happy Party Train tour.
Yeah, the Happy Party Train's their third single.
Oh.
Yeah. The popsicles that Mari, Daikana, and Riko ate had similar colors to their respective color images. And then this episode marks the debut of Chika's mom, the Kurosawa sisters' mother, and Hanamaru's grandmom.
Oh.
All the moms and grandmoms.
Mama figures.
Mother figures. So yeah, that's it for season 1.
Hot dang.
Hot dang. We will dive into season 2 next week and start that. But so this question is obviously a little bit weird because we have gone ahead a bit and watched the first 2 seasons of season 2, first 2 episodes of season 2, excuse me, when we're recording this. But since you're finally through the first season,
Yep.
and you've seen everything that comes with that, bearing in mind what you've seen of season 2, what are you expecting out of season 2?
I mean, it's hard to say given that, like, what I know at the moment, I feel like it would be more like group bonding episodes because, I mean, they're still kind of like a loose group at this point. Even in like our episode of this, we've categorized them first years, second years, third years, and they kind of stick to that.
Right.
And so, I feel like you besides getting like actual like progress towards Love Live and the school and all that nonsense that you have to do, I do feel like you'll like see more like character interactions, which I think is needed, and because you already told me there's going to be more Saint Snow, and I'm real stoked about that.
Yeah, like you said, like there's going to be a lot more different characters interacting with each other, like blurring the school years essentially. So we're like, oh, here's some first years and third years, or first years and second years, or second years and third years, and all that sort of stuff intermingling with one another. Because like you said, there's essentially we've got all the drama out of the way, we've got all the characters established and all that, and now
everybody's joined.
Everyone's joined. It's now time to further a lot of the other characters' development, because pretty much in season 1 that goes to Chica, because obviously she's the main character and the leader. She's going to get a bulk of the character development, but now that we have everyone established and all that out of the way, like we can now spend more time on developing the other characters, developing their relationships with one another, and also, like you said, Saint Snow's going to come back in a pretty prominent way later on in season 2. Like we can actually put some character development to them as well,
which is good.
Yeah.
And I feel like season 1's character development of Chica is necessary, because if there is going to be, which you're saying now that there is, if there's going to be character development of the rest of the group in season 2, you kind of have to have like that one solid figure there that we know she's the leader, we know she can handle this now. And like I think if we had been like episode like 5 is Chica, I'm not sure that it would have happened. If that makes any sense.
Right. I'm gonna ask you 2 questions.
Dose. Let's go.
Based on your knowledge so far.
Okay.
2 predictions that you are going to give.
2 predictions.
2 predictions. Do they win Love Live?
No.
Do they save the school?
Yes.
All right. We'll find out in 13 more episodes if those predictions are right or not.
I'm 90% sure I'm wrong on both.
Well, when we get to the season 2 finale, you will know for sure.
Well, I just feel like I'll give my reasoning really quick.
Okay, that's fine.
I feel like it's they're really small town people, and they don't have like a giant following. They're not like professionals at this, and I realized that like the first season had that as well, that they weren't professionals, but I feel like it's more of a realistic thing that they would save the school than from them to go like all the way. Like I can see them getting popularity and bringing more attention to the town, but I can't really see them like getting the top trophy. That's my reasoning on it. I don't know if that's how it's going to work out, and I wish the best for them. I hope that they do both. Yes. But I also feel like that's kind of like odd to do in an anime, to be like, all right, they do both things. They're successful at both things. They did everything they could, and like that's not really realistic.
Yeah.
Like you're going to fail at something. Trust me, I know. And I feel like that seems more realistic, that they would have more luck with a school than they would with like the big national Love Live thing.
Okay.
Again, I'm totally wrong, and I guarantee I'm totally wrong, but that's my reasoning right now.
Hey, it's solid reasoning. but we will find out in 13 episodes.
I'm ready for everybody to like laugh at me now. Like, oh, she's so wrong. God, what a pessimist. School gets shut down. There's mice all over the place. It's deteriorating.
But it's been fun going through this with you because I know like I said early on, like I was real like concerned if like you were actually gonna like this or not. But seeing you come around and start to like really enjoy it has been a lot of fun.
Nice. Well, and we've talked about this several times on this podcast, more on our other podcast, but I have a really hard time getting into anime. Like I have to really, really connect with it in order to like actually watch it.
Yeah.
So this one, like for one, it helps me to have like you there saying like, hey, let's watch this episode. I'm like, yay, okay, let's do that. But also, like there are characters in this that I really, really, really like. And that helps a lot. And I think that they do some really good things with the story and characterization. I know that you and I have talked about this, but it's always nice for me to see like an all girl, all woman anime, and there isn't like ridiculous cattiness, like because that's really inserted into a lot of media that like women are catty and they're gonna backstab and blah 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 blah. And like, no, actually, they all really care about each other, and you know, there's drama, but it's not in the same way that you typically see, and I like that a lot. I appreciate that.
Heck yeah.
Well written women are awesome and rare.
There's your stamp of approval.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Get
all right.
your foot off of me.
Well, that's gonna do it for season 1 of this of Love Live Sunshine. Not this entire show, but yeah. Next week we will dive into season 2, which will be episode. I guess we'll do this as episode 14, even though they get renumbered as just 1 through 13 again.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
On Verve, it's listed as 14.
Yeah, but the title cards. Or like what the actual episode number or titles on the show are like number 1 again. So we'll go with just increasing the numbers so it just doesn't get confusing.
Yep.
Season 2, episode 1, episode number 14, entitled Next Step. That's what we'll talk about next week.
Alrighty.
Lots of nexts. But hey, if you like more from us, go to seasonlanguagecheckup.com or sac.cool for past episodes of this podcast. And you can find other podcasts as well, like the Season Language Checkup and Season Language Checkup OVA, and columns and reviews on the site as well. You can find more from Anladium at anladium.com. She's got columns and reviews, and you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/animecheckup, where Twitter happens. So next time, we dive into the beginning of Season 2, and we take that brand new next step